Hi, everyone. Welcome to the NewYou program from Blisswork. So today's session, coaching session, is on gut health. And while this is a program for weight loss and losing inches, so our target is about 2 to 5 pounds within 4 to 6 weeks, as well as 2 inches from the waist. And the reason these two metrics are important is because the fat that accumulates around the waist has the highest capacity for injury to our health. So whether it's heart disease or fatty organs, fatty liver, all of that is a function of the fat that accumulates around the belly. So it's a really good signal that something is off. And so when we lose inches from the stomach, we know that we're getting healthier. And then with regards to the actual weight loss itself, there are so many studies which show that, in fact, longevity is linked to being lighter. So longevity is linked to being thinner, being fitter. And these days, because of the diet and lifestyle that we all lead, we are all carrying, I believe, an extra 5 to 15 pounds. Now you're going to have to pause and go, how many pounds am I over the BMI that I need to be at and that I want to be at? So those are two different things, right? What BMI do I want to be at versus what BMI should I be at? So BMI is basically your actual weight divided by your height. There are free BMI calculators. I urge you to go online, Google free BMI calculator, pop your weight in, divide it. It'll guide you. And within 60 seconds, you'll know where your BMI is. You'll know what the range is. And you will also, in fact, let's just take a moment and do that. So, uh, BMI calculator, we can we can just use this one. See how simple this is? So you can just put in your age. So let's just put an average of 50 because that does matter. Female, 5 feet, 7. I'm just throwing some things out. And let's just say that and let's calculate. And so now we have a BMI. So do you see this? How color coded and easy it is to understand. So this is basically saying that the normal, right? So 20.4 is normal, overweight, obese, and then of course you've got on the underweight side. So very simple. You can go to calculator.net's BMI calculator. You can pop the stuff in and you'll know exactly where you stand. Why is this important? You should be in the normal range. Some of us want to be at the lower end of the normal range. Some of us want to be at the higher range, right? So that's the difference between where should I be? This is where you should be. And where do I want to be? Because as you can see, this is a range. Where you don't want to be is underweight, because there are also studies that show that underweight people die quicker. Isn't that interesting? You really have to be at a certain weight for long life. And clearly, we know that as you begin to cross this border of normal, you then will end up having other issues. So, a lot of diseases are linked to being overweight. Great. So, number one, as part of this NewYou program, I want you to know where your BMI is. Now let's talk about gut. We're going to have 7 different sessions, coaching sessions. This session is for your gut. One of the most important things you can do is truly understand what your current gut looks like. So there are a couple of things that I recommend, very inexpensive, simple tests. My favorite test is the Check My Body Health. So checkmybodyhealth.com has a bunch of different tests, and you can test for sensitivities, intolerances. So my favorite, of course, is this one, the 1,350 items that they test for. And it looks at food, gluten, dairy, plants, vitamin, minerals, skin, stress, nutrition, animals, metals, anti-aging, sleep, hormones. And I think this is the best $59 you'll ever spend. With that said, if this is a lot, you can do one of the simple basic ones as well. This also tells you your gut. So this is why this is important. When you have significant number of sensitivities or intolerances, it means you have leaky gut. And I've been doing this for a while, and I would say that 80% of people that do this test realize that, oh, uh, sorry, I'm gonna pause this for a second because people are saying they're waiting. So, one of the most important things that you can do is this test because it will also tell you about your inflammation, your hormones, as well as what are the things that you absolutely need to take out of your diet for 6 months, for 3 months. And then you can test again in about 6 to 8 months and see how those numbers have changed. If you do this as part of this program, I will work with you to interpret the results and give you guidance on what all you need to do. For example, if it turns out that you do have heavy metals, because they test for heavy metals, then I can share with you what my recommendations are for heavy metal chelation. Zeolites is a great example. There's a cream actually that you put on at night, and it's called an exo cream, and it detoxes you. But it's only relevant if you have heavy metals. There's a heavy metal smoothie and a juice by the medical medium. It has like parsley and cilantro and stuff like that. There's also a detox blend, which I will be sharing. It's amazing. It has all the 6 things in it, like wild blueberries and barley, etc. And so, because again, it's very important to understand that you cannot be your guided weight, your regular normal weight, if you are carrying toxins. Why is that? When you have a poison in your body, may that be mercury or may that be leaky gut or a parasite, your body has to attack it, right? Common sense. There is glyphosate, your body has to attack it. Now, the glyphosate is sitting on an organ. So when your body attacks the glyphosate, what do you think it's doing? It's attacking your organ. So whenever people come to me and say, I've been diagnosed with autoimmune and I have this and it's attacking this organ, I always tell them, stop worrying about the organ. It's not the organ that's attacking you. You know, your kidneys are not suddenly going to attack you, right? That doesn't make any sense. Your body is working for you, not against you. The problem is that you're putting things that are going into your kidneys and your immune system is attacking those things, and your kidneys are the collateral, and that's creating blood pressure. You want examples? I always give my dad as the perfect example of someone who did what was needed and was able to, he's 85 and he has stabilized his blood pressure completely from having ended up in the hospital with stroke level blood pressure. So whatever I share, I have tested and it works. So when you remove poisons, when you heal your gut and you remove your parasites, unbelievable results happen. Your body functions the way it should. Excellent. The second thing that I recommend for gut is Viome. So I've actually interviewed Naveen, and Naveen Jain, the founder of Viome, has interviewed me. So you can actually do a Naveen Jain interviews Reena Jadhav and watch my interview on his podcast. Viome is an absolutely innovative, brilliant, brilliant test. It is much more expensive. But what they found, they actually took science out of NASA, I believe, or some lab, where they found that they could tell you based on your gut microbiome what is good for you. Because here is the misinformation that what Meg can digest, I should be able to digest. And what they found is that that's completely untrue. What we can digest really depends on the microbiome we have. And our microbiome is inherited from our lineage. In fact, it's actually inherited from our grandmother, not our mother. It's actually inherited from our grandmother. So it just depends on what your grandma's gut was, right? And many, many of us now are not born with good microbiomes I think we can see all of our teenagers. I mean, the rise of Crohn's, colitis is, IBS. They've given the word IBS, but really IBS means that your gut is sick, very, very sick. And taking, bandage medicines is not the answer. The only answer is fixing your gut. So if you do the Viome test, by the way, they have unbelievable science. I'm not going to spend time on all this. You're welcome to go check it out. I have done Viome twice. And I was given unbelievable results in terms of what my gut microbiome likes to eat and what will not create gas and bloating and toxins and amma. It's called amma in Ayurveda, right? Which creates aging. So this is the second test that I recommend. You don't have to take any test. You can just assume that you have leaky gut, as I often say, and you can start working on healing your gut. I shared quite a few things, but I'm going to break it down now. To heal your gut does not cost a cent. You can accelerate it by spending some money on it, but the truth of the matter is you do not have to spend a cent to fix your gut. You know what you need to do? Fast. Why? Because the body can heal. I mean, you get a cut, your body heals, right? You don't throw medicines at it, it just heals. Similarly, if you stop injuring your gut, it will heal. It's miraculous. And it will reseed the gut with its own, there are stories around how the appendix actually carries the core microbiome. And that's why if you stop every single thing, your gut actually flourishes. It's just like a garden. It's beautiful. You just have to stop killing it. So number one, intermittent fasting. That's why anybody who says, I want to heal my gut, the first thing I tell them is don't eat after 6 p.m. Give your body a break. Do not eat after 6 p.m. You can eat as much as you want up until 6. And ideally, have a soup, have something light, have smoothies, something that's not going to sit and putrefy. I know that sounds disgusting, but food putrefies at night, right? And this is why we get the smelly gas or we get like bloating. It's just putrefied crap that's just sitting in there. So eat your biggest meal at lunch. Have whatever the heck you want at noon, by 1. Finish your lunch by 1. Give your gut a break. Let it digest everything. And then eat at 6. So you could finish by 7, I guess. Have your dinner at 6. Make it ideally something that's less fiber and more liquids, soups, broths. I love a pumpkin soup. Stews are really good. Don't eat meat at night. The body really struggles with meat at night. So again, if you are a meat eater, eat meat at lunch. Eat eggs at lunch. Your dinner should be light. I personally think that the best I ever felt was when I had fruit at night. And I know we talk a lot of now in the media about sugar, sugar, sugar. I can tell you personally that the ultimate detoxer is fruit. Ignore the nonsense about fruit sugar being bad unless you're severely diabetic. Then, of course, you should not be eating bananas. However, if you have normal blood levels, the value of a fruit, a smoothie, is incomparable in terms of detoxing you, rejuvenating you, rebuilding your cell walls. And the body needs sugar. Your brain needs sugar. I never feel better. I feel amazing when I have fruit smoothies, both for breakfast and for dinner. So my biggest recommendation is, number 1, stop eating after 6 p.m. Number 2, your dinner should be your lightest, easiest meal. If you feel hungry between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m., and then you really need to be in bed by 10, right? You need to be asleep by 10:30 latest, maybe by 10, because 10 p.m. is when the body goes into cleanup and repair mode. If you're not asleep by 10, you're going to get hungry and then you're going to go eat. So one of the biggest reasons you want to sleep, you want to get into, this is why we do meditations at 9:30, 9:45, by 10 o'clock, you should be snoring. Well, maybe not snoring, but you should be asleep dreaming. Then your body can go into cleanup and repair mode. If you are awake at 10, there is a second cycle. There's a liver cleaning cycle, which makes you hungry. I have lived this. So by 10:15, I'm rummaging because I've stopped eating at 6:30-ish, 7. Now at 10:30, the liver cleanse begins, and oh boy, I'm in the pantry and I'm rummaging around. So if you are like that, try to sleep early. If you are rummaging, and those of you in menopause, believe me, it's a struggle, right? Because your body wants to gain weight. It wants to add a couple of inches to your belly, specifically to your belly, because that's where hormones are going to be stored. Allow it to do that as long as it's not unhealthy. But if you're getting to that point of unhealthy, make sure you join on the hormones session that I will be having as well, because I will talk about all the things you can do to normalize and support your body so it doesn't insist on adding 5 inches to your belly. With that said, if you are going to rummage around, my suggestion always is to have a little bit of nuts. So, 4 or 5 cashews or walnuts or whatever's your favorite. Mine is macadamia nuts these days. So I'll have 4 or 5 macadamias, and it's the fat that really appeases my body and gives me satiety and then allows me to sleep through the night. So eating a few nuts, it's first of all, it is keto. You're not going to raise your insulin eating some nuts at night, which is important. You don't want to have any sugar after 6 p.m. because that's your insulin spike, right? So finish all your sugar again by typically 4 p.m. If you're going to have sugar after 4 or 5 p.m., you're going to then again be, awake and wired at night. So that's that. Now let's talk about what can you do in terms of the food. Leaky gut is caused by, in my opinion, this is my opinion, by glyphosate and maltodextrin and those fake sugars and pretty much anything that's corrosive. So what is leaky gut? Leaky gut simply means that now you've got holes in your very delicate, very delicate, very sensitive gut. It is thinner than your hair. That's how thin the lining is. And that beautiful, delicate, sensitive, smart, intelligent, emotional lining is literally being corroded by a poison that was used in Agent Orange to kill people and then to kill insects. Glyphosate is used in Roundup, and the way it kills insects is by exploding their guts. What do you think it's doing to our guts? They're like, oh, we don't take enough for it to do that. Yes, we do. Yes, we are. It's on everything. It's on strawberries. It's on organic strawberries now. So, number one, you will not fix your gut if you're eating the dirty dozen. So let's go look at the dirty dozen list. So every year there's a dirty dozen list. And let's look at what the 2025 list is. Sometimes, oh, it's out. Wonderful. Let me see if there's an image for it. Is there a 2025? These are all 2024. That's okay. Let's just take a look at this one. So if you can see, so everything on the left is banned from your diet for the 4 weeks you're on the program. You cannot touch it. You cannot touch it because the moment you touch it, even a bite, it doesn't matter whether you had one bite of strawberry or a full strawberry. The moment you have a bite, that's glyphosate. Your body has to attack it. Your entire immune system has to gear into attacking your body. You will not repair your gut. So everything on the left is banned. You can't touch it, which means when you shop, these have to be organic. When you eat outside, you cannot touch kale outside, lettuce. Don't believe when they say this is organic. How are you going to prove it? How do you know that the cook actually used the organic and not non-organic? I don't believe anymore, unless it's like a true food restaurant where, or like a Nectar, right? Like everything there is organic. Then yes, and I still double check. So apples, celery, strawberries, peaches, spinach, nectarines, grapes, bell pepper, potato, blueberry, lettuce, and kale collards are banned for the 4 weeks you're on the program. If you have leaky gut, I would say that these are banned for life. So I will not, you couldn't pay me, you couldn't bribe me to eat these outside. So when I go to a restaurant, I don't touch these. Now, these are the things you can eat because they test low. So onions, by the way, I don't recommend eating corn ever in America. All American corn is GMO. So while this list is looking at pesticides, there's another problem, which is GMO, and corn is GMO, soy is GMO. Our body does not recognize. So when you eat an organic GMO corn, your body's going to attack it because it's like, I don't know what this thing is. This is a foreign object. So don't eat corn. But onions, avocado, pineapple, asparagus, sweet peas, mangoes, eggplant, cantaloupe, etc., these are perfectly fine to eat out, especially for the 4 weeks, especially for the first week. I recommend you do not eat out. Cook at home and take your food with you. Second week, you can eat out on the weekend, maybe a day. And if you do, see if you can go to an organic restaurant or make sure that you're ordering things off of the right side. So you could have something made with mushrooms and eggplant and things like that. Um, I actually recommend going to Thai food or Vietnamese because both of those have the option of simple jasmine white rice. You can't go wrong with simple white jasmine white rice. And they also will often have like soups, like tom kha soup with vegetables where you can say, look, just give me, mushrooms and potatoes and so you can be very specific about what they're putting in it. And you can say, please don't put, kale or celery, etc., in my food, in my soup. So people always ask me, well, what do you eat when you go out? And I say, I typically recommend I only go out to places where I can get some organic food. Today, for example, I had lunch with another board member, and we went to Bachi Bistro in Pleasanton, and they have an organic mixed green salad, and that's what I had. Told them to put the dressing on the side, got my candied walnuts, and everything was gluten-free, vegan, and they added mushrooms and asparagus for me. So it was delicious. So that's my recommendation on number one, you have to take out the dirty dozen. And when you eat out, you have to be mindful that you're eating the clean 15. And to the extent possible, please don't eat out. If you are healing, right? If you don't have any gut issues and you're doing great, perfect, eat out. There is another problem with eating out, and that is the oils that are used. If you go to a Mexican restaurant, you go to a Chinese restaurant, you know that the oils are toxic. If you eat fast food, you know that the oils are toxic. So a good restaurant to pick always is True Food Kitchen because they've banned seed oils from the menu, which is amazing. Or Japanese. I love Japanese because you can have an avocado roll. You can have whatever roll you want without having oils thrown in there. So I love Japanese. You can have some, edamame, organic edamame and some soup, miso soup and sushi and you can get through this program eating Japanese. All right, now let's talk meat. All fish in America, unfortunately, is going to give you issues with metals and plastics. So if you're going to eat it, know that it's an indulgence. You're not eating salmon for health. You are going to get plastics and heavy metals. What is the problem with these? They're going to ruin your kidneys and your liver, and you're going to end up with issues like urgency, ear ringing, and then eventually you're going to end up having malfunctioning kidney function and very elevated liver enzymes, all of which means that you're going to be aging much faster than you want to. So I don't recommend fish at all anymore. Weirdly, crab is okay. For some really odd reason, they're not finding a lot of crazy stuff in the crabs. So if you're gonna, who knows, maybe here and there you can do a little bit of crab. I'm not that familiar with seafood. You can do your own research in terms of what seafood should be eaten and what should not be eaten. There's a whole thing on. So you can actually Google seafood, metals, and plastics, 2025. And there's a couple of companies that are analyzing, right? So you can look at companies that are providing, see, there's widespread plastic contamination in Oregon seafood. So you can actually go down to what is, which which seafood, so you can do that, which seafood is safe to eat in 2025, because every year this list changes. And so again, you can go back. So this is, by the way, this is completely incorrect. So you have to be careful where you're getting your data. This is completely incorrect. So I can tell you the worst thing you can eat is tilapia, because unfortunately, so don't look at the US federal advice. There's a seafood watch guide. So these people are good. You want to look at the National Seafood Watch guide. And what I found was that tilapia is given a hormone to change the male to female because females get bigger. And so they give them these gender changing hormones. So unless you're interested in changing your gender or having gender bending hormones in you, I don't recommend ever having tilapia and doing your research to find out which other fish they're doing this to. So it's not just metals, it's also gender bending hormones and of course it's steroids to make them bigger, and it's antibiotics because they're all sick because of the way they're raised, farmed. And the same goes for meat. The same goes for chickens. I do not recommend ever eating any meat that's not purely organic, farm raised, pasture raised, and from a small farm, right? So I don't ever recommending big brand names because there's no way that a big brand name is going to give you the quality care to its animals. I don't ever recommend eating red meat. If you are, I think turkey is okay. Um, but I'm not a huge fan of that. But yes, in terms of clean eating, there are good, clean, organic turkey options. And also Mary's chicken is a really good organic chicken option. So that's on meat. Although for these weeks, I would recommend, if possible, stick to organic, organic lentils, organic tofu, organic chickpea. There's hemp and chia. Those are my favorite. So when we talk about leaky gut, how do you fix leaky gut? Now we're coming to supplements. One of the best supplements you can have for leaky gut is leaky gut. There's a supplement called leaky gut, and I've gone through all of this. So let's go look at some supplements. There are two leaky gut supplements that I recommend. It has L-glutamine, which is really, really good. So this is Amy Myers. I love Amy Myers. I've interviewed her. She's amazing. So this is the one that I recommend. It's incredible. So it's got L-glutamine. Slippery elm provides the gut a little layer of protection, always by unflavored. And it has marshmallow root, which again provides just gentle support, and it's got licorice. So this is a really, really good leaky gut supplement. Take it first thing in the morning, empty stomach. Please take unflavored. Let's all grow up, become adults, and stop buying things that have flavors. So there's another one. This is gut repair and revive. I'm not sure why the price is so different. Oh, okay, so this is just a bigger pack than this one. And then the second one that I also recommend, please do not buy brands that we don't know. So I don't know, Dr. Daniel got a cyst, and even if I see like 7,000, I caution you because we don't know if it's been third party tested. So I don't recommend anything other than a company that I personally know. So Ancient Nutrition is a company I personally know. Amy Myers is someone I know. So these are the only two I recommend because I know they're doing third-party testing. I know they can be trusted. I know they do good sourcing of quality ingredients. You don't want to take a supplement that's going to make you more sick. So as you can see, this is all organic, and it's also got a mushroom blend in it, which is wonderful, and it's got some bacillus as well. It's got 2 billion CFUs, which is really good for reseeding your gut. So I highly recommend everyone should take this once a year because everyone's gut has been compromised. So that's one. Second is a parasite cleanse. Every human has a parasite, and the problem with parasite is they eat and then they poop in you, and your body attacks their poop. So your body is working overtime all the time because there's so much going on. So I recommend, so these are all the right things, but this is, again, I don't know this brand, so I wouldn't recommend it. So the brand that I recommend for, oh my, where's my brand? Interesting. They're throwing all these weird. So this is the brand Standard Process. I love Standard Process, by the way. Um, it's an incredible brand, but they don't have um mm, 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 mm. So Paratrex is good. Dr. Tobias is really good. So Dr. Tobias is good. So this one you can take anything that has, and it has psyllium husk. Oh no, don't take this. It's got senna. Sorry. Don't take that. I don't want anyone going into, oh, there we go. So now is really good. So this is really good. So this is the one that I would recommend. Now brand is good, and it's got the walnut wormwood complex. So it's got green, black walnut hulls, wormwood, and clove. That's perfect. So you can take something like this. And don't be surprised when things start coming out. It's actually quite gross, but you'll be blown away when you see the things that are coming out. So definitely take something like this. You can take it with food or you can take it on empty stomach. I typically recommend take it on empty stomach in the morning and take it in the evening with food. So take it twice a day because that way you're catching the worms off guard, right? They don't know, is it coming with the food, is it coming on empty stomach? Because sometimes if you take it on empty stomach, they get smart. They're like, "Ooh, we know what this is. We're not touching it. We're going to go into hiding." But when the food comes in, they're like, "Ooh, yummy, feeding time." However, you can get, yeah, parasite, don't even ask. It's like a whole different 1 hour phone call. With that said, um, you can't fix leaky gut without fixing parasites, and everyone should do a parasite cleanse twice a year, especially if you have pets, right? So if you have pets, you got to do a parasite cleanse because believe me, you're carrying parasites. A simple way to do parasite cleanse also, so cloves, pumpkin seed, you can actually make milk. So my milk that I'll make sometimes, it'll have pumpkin seed, clove, um, chia, I'll throw some saffron, some cardamom, blend it all up. And by the way, it looks just like milk and a little bit of ginger. The pumpkin, they hate pumpkin seeds and they want to exit your tummy and then they're out. So that's a really good one. You can buy a papaya, cut it in half, and eat just 3, 4 seeds. By the way, don't eat too much because sometimes it can make you really sick. Because if they die, then they make us more sick. So 3, 4 seeds, if that didn't do it, eat 5, 6 seeds, wait for 2, 3 hours, and you'll see, you'll be like, wait, what's happening? Not diarrhea or anything like that, but you'll know, you'll feel tired, you'll feel fatigued because it's working, it's doing its thing, it's killing them. So that's on parasites. So we've talked about eating clean, fasting, repairing through leaky gut, getting rid of parasites. Now let's talk about bloating and gas. So there's something called SIBO, and one of the things that I've highly recommend that um, is made by a GI doctor that found that so many people had SIBO and that SIBO makes you fat. So it is unbelievable. So you buy a Trantil, it's just 2, 3 herbs, and it starts to kill the bacteria that is living in your small intestine that should really be in the big intestine. And then suddenly you get a flat stomach. You get a flat stomach because the bacteria that should not be there is now gone, right? So a lot of us are not fat. We just have the wrong bacteria in the small intestine, filling up with gas and filling us up with toxic food, which should never be there. So Atrantil is amazing. I swear by it. I've been on it off and on for like 7 years. And then the other is berberine. Pure is one of my favorite brands, and so is Integrative Therapeutics. So and Thorne. So actually, so these are the 3 brands I recommend, by the way. Thorne, pure, and integrative. So berberine is a super bitter herb that again really clears parasites, bacteria, fungus, crazy things that are growing in there. Start slow, maybe take a pill and then wait for a day or two to see how you feel. And the question is, my God, this is a lot. Do we take all of this at the same time? So first of all, Revive is supportive. It's a different thing. You cannot go wrong taking Revive every day. The parasite and the berberine, you can swap, meaning you can first do the parasite or you can do berberine. So you don't need to do all of it. You can pick one parasite cleanse, and it could be just berberine, or it could be the mix I told you with the pumpkin seeds or the papaya seeds, or it can be the ready-made um, as well. Yes, a Atrantil you can take with food. And then the second thing, as I mentioned, was um, unfortunately, no one has good digestion anymore. And again, often we are not fat, we just have undigested food. So no meal should be eaten with, so I love this brand, as I mentioned, Pure, and they have a really, really good digestive enzymes with betaine HCl. So again, I don't recommend any other brand. This is the only brand that I can speak for. Every meal during the 4 weeks should be eaten with this. Your stomach will become absolutely flat. By the way, this is a really good brand too, Doctor's Best, but their prices are so low that now I'm starting to wonder, um, are they sourcing from China? And my guess is yes. So I have sort of stopped buying from them. Again, Amy Myers is great. I love Amy. Just remember one thing. When something is cheap, it's because the ingredients are cheap, right? It's not that Pure has a bigger margin. It just means that they spend a lot more money on the ingredients and on the testing. You don't want to put crap from China in your body. Do not buy things that are sourced from China. So whenever I see a price like this, there's no way they can pull that off buying high quality ingredients. So I've stopped taking Doctor's Best supplements now because of that. But Pure is a great brand. Eat every meal with this. This is not too much. This is simply digesting your food. If you are 50 and over, I promise you don't have the digestive fire. And if you're eating one big meal at lunch, just eat this with lunch and then you don't need to eat it with dinner if your dinner is lighter. Um, Yes, yes, Meg. Atrantil and enzymes with every meal. And that'll flatten your stomach, by the way. That's why I was like, money back guarantee. I know you can take 2 inches off. Now, here's a secret. I found this totally by luck. So it is a homeopathic gas relief. So there's also iberogast, by the way, but that's not the one I'm talking. This one, Boiron. So Boiron is a very, very trusted brand, even if it's so cheap. It's a very trusted brand for homeopathic treatments, and I will personally vouch for this. So if you eat this with a meal, you will not get gas. So those who are having gas with chickpeas and things like that, with beans, etc., oh my God, this thing's like a godsend. So this is new in my life. I had to stop drinking Otrantil because I was reacting to it. And I was reacting to it because of how much spiritual work I do. My body's just so sensitive now to everything. Like it doesn't want me putting anything in it. But I, sometimes will overeat. And if I'm overeating, then, or if I'm going out and I'm having like a 3-course huge meal, and I know there's a lot of gassy things in there like broccoli and stuff, then this two of these, and it's as if I didn't even eat. Like I feel so good. So that's it. That is the gut coaching session for today. Questions? Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining. And I will send this recording. Just remember, if you don't have a good gut, if you don't have a good gut, you cannot have a good life. Oh, that's right. Probiotics. So thank you for reminding me about the probiotics. So Yes, by the way, my favorite actually is a yogurt that I'm gonna show you. But other than the yogurt, my favorite is Dr. Mercola. And he's got two. I love his spore, Mercola spore. I actually found that the spore biotic worked even better. So I would take the spore biotic first and then the complete. And it looks like maybe he's not selling the spore biotic on Amazon, but there seem to be other spore biotics. But with that said, I swear by Mercola's probiotic, they really work. 100 billion CFUs. I mean, you cannot go wrong. It's very, very powerful. It will reseed and fix your gut. Um, with that said, I have a favorite yogurt now that um, it's called Coco June, I think. Yes. And this yogurt, I kid you not, has changed my gut function. Like, it's unbelievable. You have to try it. And so I bought it, I bought it because it was on sale. And I don't take dairy, and I'm always open to trying new things. So I didn't buy it because I'm super smart or anything. I just bought it because I was like, oh, this is cool. And because of what it did to my gut, I said, wait a minute, I need to figure out what is in this thing. And look at this. So they have a whole science-backed Danish culture, BB12 and LA5. Um, I think, to me, this is the most amazing secret of our time. It will fix your gut faster than anything else. So I'm highly recommending then, and you don't need to do the Mercola probiotic, just do this. And it's amazing. And yes, it does have a little coconutty flavor, but if you put things in it, if you're eating it with berries and fruits and honey and nuts, then you're not really gonna taste it too much. Or if you blend it in a smoothie, you're not gonna taste the coconut at all. Okay, question. So mega, so probiotic in the morning and at night. Spore biotic, yes. Spore biotic in the morning, probiotic at night, yes. Empty stomach, do you mean during fasting or after breakfast? So empty stomach means you first thing in the morning, like you wake up, you brush your teeth, you shower, and you go down and you take it. That's true fasting. If you've had your breakfast, you can still take it. The difference is minimal, and like I said, you have to, move things around to trick these parasites. So it's fine. You can take it. If you're trying to heal your gut, I would take the yogurt as breakfast. So I would actually mix a little berries and have it with that. If you are struggling, by the way, we didn't talk about fiber. If you're struggling with constipation, then that yogurt with psyllium husk. Psyllium husk will fix your constipation. And again, be very careful. Only buy organic and only buy good brands. So I like this brand, Viva Naturals. That's the one that I have. You can also buy pills. Some people don't like the actual psyllium husk because it gets very cloggy. So you could get the Now brand pill if you wanted to. Excellent. Um, any other questions?
Hi, Rina. This is Sonia. I have a quick question.
Yes.
So these all supplements, are you suggesting just for like 30 days we should take, or if we want to keep the leaky gut fix, we have to take it like lifetime?
No, nothing lifetime ever. So, but
Okay.
that's a very good question. So, for example, I actually don't, I have like a million supplements sitting around. I don't typically, most days, I won't take anything because my body is functioning the way it should function, right? The goal is to get the body to function correctly and to support it to get there. It is not to live on these supplements at all. So, my suggestion is this. Typically, leaky gut is 60 to 90 days, by the way.
Hmm.
If you are feeling better in 30 days, keep going. So leaky gut, I would do if you do the check my body health and you find that you have like 40 things you're allergic to,
Yeah.
or If you already have symptoms, you know you react to this, you get red eyes, you have allergies, you have leaky gut, do it for 90 days and then test again. Then don't take anything and then test. Same for probiotics. You can do probiotics for 30 days and then you can do yogurt, right? So I prefer food as medicine than supplements. But you can't eat marshmallow root or licorice, right? Like you could buy licorice and marshmallow root and make a tea out of it. But like, how many of us have time? So that's why we resort to these supplements. Atrantil, there is no alternate. I mean, if you have SIBO, you're going to need Atrantil at least for 90 days. And then see how SIBO is a big problem right now. And a big reason for SIBO is again glyphosate, right? The small bag,
Mhm.
your gut stops moving, the bacteria from your big gut gets into your little gut, and now you've got issues.
Yeah,
So the best way to get off of everything is to eat organic, eat home 5 to 6 days a week. Don't eat anything from the dirty dozen, go to the farmer's market, and
hmm,
never have any issues. But if you're going to open packages and you're going to eat out and you're going to have moldy Starbucks coffee, you're going to unfortunately need support off and on for life. Does that make sense?
makes sense. Thank you.
And again, parasites, once, twice a year, everybody should do parasite cleanse. It's just a simple bottle. You do the bottle and you're done. It's like 2 weeks. Um, Leaky gut, I think everyone should do at least one 30-day every 6 months. If you're eating out, every 30 days, do a leaky gut. If you are really struggling, then you have to do it a little bit longer. Um, okay, what is the order of taking all of these? So, as I mentioned, with the food, you want to take the digestive enzymes, the Atranto. If you want to take the probiotics, you can take it first thing in the morning and you can take it at night. You can take it on empty stomach. You can just leave it next to your bed. Leaky gut, first thing in the morning is the best time to take it. And maybe in the evening before you eat dinner. So, like you could do leaky gut at 4 p.m. because it's good to take leaky gut when there's nothing else. So, it actually can go and repair. You have to take leaky gut in the morning, first thing before you eat, because it also goes and coats your body, right? It goes and coats your gut. By the way, those of you eat ghee, take organic tablespoon of ghee, empty stomach in the morning. And I mean, the studies that are being done by two brothers will blow your mind. It's like fixing everything. It's reducing insulin issues. It's reducing blood pressure. Why? Because again, all of that is an outcome of a bad gut. So warm organic ghee on an empty stomach first thing in the morning goes and heals and seals your gut. It's amazing. So if you're okay with that, do that for 30 days and see how you feel. Um, so that was that. Parasite cleanse, same thing. You could do a parasite cleanse. Don't do a parasite cleanse and leaky gut at the same time. I would do the leaky gut, wait, let your gut settle down. It's like you're giving it a quote, right? You're coating your gut. Then maybe an hour later, just take the parasite cleanse by itself. So you don't want to mix parasite cleanse with anything else, with probiotics, or because again, you don't want to take parasite cleanse with your probiotics. So if you're doing a cleanse, parasite cleanse, first take the leaky gut in the morning. So that's just like medicine. Then an hour later, you can take parasite cleanse. And you can eat parasite cleanse with your dinner, right? Because you want to have it at night for sure. Psyllium husk, you can take it when you eat food. You can take it right before you're eating dinner or and breakfast, I mean, and lunch. So psyllium husk is just fiber, right? So nothing special about it. You just eat it with your food. Um, am I missing anything? I think that's it. So there's only three type of supplements. One is to heal your gut, one is to kill the parasites, and one is to aid digestion, right? So it's three types of supplements. Oh yeah, so HCl. So you'll have your digestive enzyme and a Trantil with your meal. Any other questions? CCFT is it's in the hydration category. So great question. So CCFT is the cumin coriander phenyl tea. For those who bloat, especially if you wake up in the morning and you're bloated. We've talked about hydration and detox. So this actually comes under the detox session. So we'll have a whole session on detox. And that's when we'll talk more about CCFT. And you'll have that in the morning. It basically is a replacement for water. So instead of water, you're going to have CCFT, you're going to have celery juice, you're going to have broths. So that's all as a replacement for water. I call it energized water. Anything else? Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Please join the meditation at 9:30. I'm going to keep all meditations this week for health. So please join. We're going to do a wonderful meditation for health again tonight. And thank you for joining. Lots of love. And I will send this recording shortly.